All right, really quick video. This one is just about exam questions. There's only 2 on apoptosis. So I want you to pause and have a read. I know it's quite small. I might make myself a little bit smaller here. There we go. Hopefully this is working for you guys. We'll see in a minute, and make that a bit bigger. So I'm going to read through it, and then you can pause, and I want you to think if you can answer this question. So, regulated cell death occurs in aging and damaged cells. This process involves activated enzymes called caspases. Caspase activation leads to the breakdown of the cytoskeleton, so they're temporary. To become activated, caspases must be cut at a specific amino acid sequence. So that means this is how that caspase cascade is initiated. You don't need to know it prior to now, but you are knowing it now. So one pathway for caspase activation is initiated by a cytotoxic T cell, as shown in the diagram below. So you can see here is my cytotoxic T cell. Yeah, and this is my process here. So the diagram shows that the cell death pathway is initiated by DNA damage. Is this being initiated by DNA damage? What did it say it was initiated by? A cytotoxic T cell. Okay, so if you haven't paused and gone through the answers yet, I'm going to give you a little hint. A is wrong because it's not caused by DNA damage, but I want you to pause and read through the last 3 before we go through. Okay, I'm hoping that you've come back after this and you're going to have a look. So caspases and adapter proteins compete for sites to bind to the Fas receptor. So here is the Fas receptor. Yeah? And it's saying that caspases and adapter proteins, which are inside the cell. Now, are those things inside the cell going to be fighting for a receptor on the outside of the cell? No. Okay? You've got to use the information in the picture and go through each option. The next one is breakdown of the mitochondrial membrane activates a range of caspase enzymes. Now, yes, that does happen. Okay? Because we know about the mitochondrial pathway, that does happen. However, in this case, what are we actually looking at? We're looking at the death receptor pathway. So this one here, down here, oh, look how much bigger I can make it. That's much better. The breakdown of the mitochondrial membrane activates a range of caspases. Yes, it does, but it's not got to do with this one. So it says attachment, the last one, hopefully it's right. Attachment of the Fas protein to the Fas receptor is required for caspase activation. So we go up here and we can see where is the Fas protein. It's not letting me draw right now, that's helpful. The Fas protein is over here. Yeah? The Fas receptor is over here. There's inactive caspases when they're not joined. Once they bind, in this second picture, you can see that the caspase is activated. So if the caspase is activated after they're bound, then yes, D should be your correct answer. All right, one more question and then we're done. So in apoptosis, does a cell divide rapidly and release antibodies? Is it an inflammatory response initiated by cell fragments? Is it nuclear material and organelles are broken down, or is it DNA is replicated? So pause, think about it, and then come back. All right, let's see. A cell rapidly divides and releases antibodies. I'm going to give you a big no. That one is actually in our next section. It's called a B plasma cell that you're going to be learning about. An inflammatory response is initiated by cell fragments. Again, no, we haven't got anything inflammatory. If anything, we're getting shrinking. We're not getting bigger. So inflammatory response initiated by cell fragments, that's not going to be the case. Nuclear material and organelles are broken down. What do we know about apoptosis? The caspases are going to come along and they're going to eat everything and they're going to break everything down. So that sounds reasonable, but we're going to check our last one. Is DNA replicated as part of apoptosis? We would only replicate if we were going to undergo mitosis. So therefore, no, we're not going to replicate. So our answer for this one should be C. And there were 2 just nice little examples of how apoptosis can be asked on the exam.